Hey everybody, so I just wanted to do a little video to address the upcoming and inevitable cold season. Obviously with COVID and heightened awareness of people's health, I think that we just need to lay down some expectations of what we would hope we could manage in terms of attendance to the gym when you are poorly, and also coaching staff and things like that. So we all know the difference, I think, for the most part, between COVID symptoms and you've just got a shitty cold. And it's okay to have a cold. We're not here to, we're not going to come out with our pitchforks and torches if you have a sniffle. However, I think we need to be really mindful that if you are not feeling well, so how do we define that? It's so tricky, isn't it? Right? If you are leaking from your nose, coughing, but in a different sort of coughy way, if you're congested, if you're really thick in your head, if you've got a dodgy stomach, anything like that, let's just use our common sense and remember that everybody who's going to be coming into the gym attendance, our immunity is kind of going to be just a little bit shot because we've been living in super clean environments for a long time. So people are going to be more susceptible to picking up any germs that you're bringing into the gym. But also, despite the fact that we have absolutely phenomenal hygiene routines and everybody cleans everything, what we can't control is if you are full of snot and mucus, when you're working out hard and you're breathing heavy, that stuff flies a fair distance in the air. Not to gross everybody out, but that's not something I can clean in between classes. And also, I just don't think it would be overly fair to put other people in the situation where you're going to be spreading just any cold germs. Nobody needs that right now in their lives. So I would respectfully request that if you have got a cold where your snot coming out of every orifice and you're mucusy, whatever, just rest. Or if you're really desperate to train, drop me a message and I'll lend you something to take home and you can go and do it then, or message me separately or a coach. And if there's an open gym where there's nobody in and you want to come and do something that doesn't involve heavy breathing and snot flying everywhere, like a lift or something else, then we can monitor that. But I would just say, as a rule of thumb, let's just remember that we don't ever want to be in a position where we have to close for any amount of time. We need to keep Lutterworth open and we need to keep each other healthy. And even though you have a cold and we know that it's not COVID, we need to be really respectful of the fact that coming in and spreading our germs right now in this, to be fair, anytime, we probably should never have really been cool with that. Let's just be really super conscientious of other people. I get it. You want to train. We weren't able to train for, over 5 months. Just be mindful of the impact that it's going to have on the other people around you, and having a couple of days off until the snot clears, I don't think it's a huge ask. So I think that's going to have to be kind of the general rule of thumb. Please do the right thing and just keep yourself at home if you're leaking from your nose or anywhere else, because that's just going to get spread everywhere. Now, with regard to coaching staff, obviously coaching staff's a little bit more limited in terms of what we can do, but what we will have coaches do if we've got a bit of a sniffle, and obviously if anybody has COVID symptoms, the rules apply to everybody. You self-isolate. If you're worried, you get a test, and then you wait until you have a test result, and if it's negative, then you can come back. If it's positive, then you self-isolate, and then there's a whole other kettle of fish we have to deal with from there if you have been in the gym at that point. But that aside, if the coaches have sniffle, aren't feeling great, have hay fever or whatever else, obviously we don't want to alarm anybody with anybody's symptoms. We don't want to spread any germs. So the coaching staff who's on, if they're well enough to be coming into coach, they will be wearing PPE just to keep their germs to themselves, because we need to make sure, again, on our part, that we are playing our part to keep everybody healthy and not be getting anybody else's nasty germs. If anybody has any questions about that, please, by all means, drop me a message. I don't want to have to be the germ police, and I don't think anyone's going to listen to this and go, oh, no, that's really not fair. As I said, I'll do anything I can to help facilitate you to train at home or outside of gym times or in the car park outside where there's plenty of airflow, doing something a little bit different. Like, message me. We can work something out if you're really that desperate to train. But also remember, if you're poorly, your body needs to rest. So let's not overcomplicate things. Colds don't tend to last too long, especially if you take good care of yourself. And now also on that note, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video and a bloggy thing about increasing or helping to boost your immunity as we're coming into cold season. Temperature's changing. It's getting damp in the air. Kids are back at school. We're just mixing with more germs now. So on that note, look out for ways that we can help to protect ourselves a little bit from just the common colds and coughs, because we're all going to be a little bit sensitive to, obviously, just people being poorly around us. And it's no fun to be poorly anyway. So we'll do everything we can to keep us healthy and moving. So as I said, if you have any questions, please drop me a message. Otherwise, we all just, as a community, as a coaching staff, respectfully request that if you are not well, and it's obvious that you're not well, to please stay home until you're feeling better so we don't spread the germs. Thanks, guys.